Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duggar For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Counting on Jill Duggar has provided an update on her relationship with her parents. Relying on the alumnus, the rebellious daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar Dillard is Jill Duggar Dillard, who is known by that name. For many years, she has been emotionally distant from her parents, and the situation between them became even more strained after she published a book that detailed her difficult history. On the other hand, Jill recently took to social media in order to give stunning details concerning her relationships with Jim Bob and Michelle for the first time. Proceed with the reading to view her statements. Jill Duggar discusses how Jim Bob Duggar responded to her book in the book Counting On. Within the pages of her memoir, Counting the Cost, Jill has brought to light a number of alarming discoveries concerning her father, Jim Bob. There were a few of them that discussed the way in which her parents mistreated her. According to Jill, Jim Bob lied to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, about the earnings of their television show. Jill also revealed that Jim Bob had manipulated the broadcast. The Counting on alum also detailed some of the more unsettling practices of the IBLP in her book. But even before the release of her book, Jill said that Jim Bob allegedly threatened his kids that they would get cut off from inheritance if they tried to talk against him or their mother. Jill shares relationship update with parents. Jill Duggar Dillard recently took to IG stories to answer many fan questions. Her current relationship with Jim Bob and Michelle was the subject of one of the questions. According to the former Counting On star, it's still complicated, but she feels like they are in a rebuilding process with healthy boundaries. Jill noted that they try to hang out whenever it works well and have the bandwidth to navigate things. Derek's wife even shared a photo with her mother, Michelle. But she still couldn't share a photo with her dad owing to their difficult position. Counting On, Jill Duggar has been close to her siblings. Despite her delicate relationship with Jim Bob and Michelle, Jill assures everyone that she's still connected with her brothers. The Counting On star attended Jana and Jason's respective weddings this year. She also likes to share movies and images whenever she's hanging out with some of her siblings. Jill Duggar Dillard also suffered a tragic miscarriage last April. The majority of the family, including Jim Bob and Michelle, came to the funeral of her stillborn daughter, Isla Marie. Many fans also thought it offered a bridge for Jill to finally reconcile with her parents. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar set rigorous parenting standards for their children. Pick Credit, TLC. Raising 19 kids, including Tyler Hutchins, has given Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar quite a lot of time to think about rules. Their parenting has come under question time and time again, however some of their regulations make sense to those who heavily follow the family. From their dress requirements to how they raise their tiny ones, a lot has been brought up about the parenting rules the Duggars have in their family. Once the Duggar siblings move out, they are permitted to adapt their own set of standards. Jill and Jinger are two Duggar daughters that live extremely differently than how they were reared. These are 10 parenting rules observed by the Duggars. Subscribe to our Duggar newsletter. Get notifications on the newest posts and more from monsters and critics straight to your inbox. By entering your information you agree to our T&Cs and privacy policy. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar require their daughters to dress modestly. As long as they are under Jim Bob and Michelle's roof, they wear long skirts or dresses, no pants. Shirts need to have sleeves and no V-necks. Long sleeves are ideal, however in the warm months, short sleeves are appropriate too. As for swimsuits, the females were instructed to remain covered up if they had the opportunity to swim. They didn't do much of it, so it wasn't a great deal for the youngsters. While some of the adult married daughters have departed from this style, the girls currently living at home, save for Jana Duggar, still wear skirts and dresses exclusively. Children. They settled on their own curriculum, which allowed for unique and adapted strategies for each youngster. Anna Duggar also chose to homeschool her children. Often, she and Michelle would teach the kids together, some of which was shown on 19 Kids and Counting on episodes. Jill Duggar was the first Duggar sibling to select public school for her son, Israel. He was the first grandson who wasn't born to Anna and Josh Duggar, and Jill and Derek Dillard decided public education was perfect for their family. Jessa Duggar hasn't declared her plans for Spurgeon, but it wouldn't be shocking if he was homeschooled as well. Not only are the Duggar kids homeschooled, but their choices in music, movies, and television are scrutinized. They aren't allowed to listen to mainstream music at all. There were hymns they learned and sheet music they played, but anything that could corrupt their brains wasn't performed at all. No dancing is permissible, however, therefore anything with an energetic melody or whatever that might urge the children to move was forbidden. As for television or movies, what they were allowed to see was decided on a case-by-case basis. They were shown what Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar wanted them to see. Documentaries were played, and there were other exceptions, but everything was sorted through and rigorously vetted over before getting into the children's hands. None of the Duggar siblings were allowed to date in any form. Courtships are the only thing acceptable, and normally they only happen when the sibling is an adult. Justin Duggar revealed he was courting Claire Spivey before his 18th birthday but didn't become engaged until he was legally an adult. As for the wooing rules, they are very stringent as well. No kisses before marriage, side hugs only, no outings without a chaperone, and others. There has only been one failed courting that was officially announced. In 2015, Josiah Duggar said he was courting Marjorie Jackson, but that ended after Josh Duggar was proven to have improperly handled his sisters in May 2015. The incident occurred a decade previously, but the police record was made public then. For the entire time the Duggar family was on reality TV, they lectured about their religion. Every chance they got to talk about God, they did it. The Duggar children were reared in religion, and they have been open about their love and admiration for God on multiple occasions. Ben Seawald, Jessa Duggar's husband, is an ordained minister. Jinger Duggar's husband, Jeremy Vuolo, is in seminary school and preaching at a church in Los Angeles. Both women chose men of religion, which was a significant bonus for Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar when they gave the couples their blessing. There has been a lot of conversation regarding blanket training since the Duggars emerged to celebrity. They used the teaching methods of Michael and Debbie Pearl, which were intended to teach youngsters obedience and patience at an early age. The strategy was taught in the To Train Up a Child book written by the Pearls.